Jó napot kívánok, tisztelt
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to give you a short statement. First of all, I'd like to respectfully greet here the Secretary General of NATO in Hungary, whose, of course, his office demands our respect anyway. Perhaps it is a lesser known fact that his name appears on an important Hungarian list. This is the list of the saviors of Hungarians, because his father in 1956 actually saved Hungarian refugees, helping them through the Hungarian-Austrian border, thus personally contributing to protecting the lives of Hungarian families. So he's not only the former Prime Minister of Norway, the NATO Secretary General, but also a friend of Hungary and the member of a Norwegian family who has saved Hungarians. What I can tell you about our meetings today, I have first of all reassured the Secretary General that Hungary will continue to participate in the missions that we are participating in. We see our participation in the Baltic endeavor, the air policing participation to be successful. We are also very proud to have been able to deliver and send a unit to Lithuania. And I have made it very clear to the Secretary General that Hungary continues to uphold her commitments in 2016 in Afghanistan also. We have agreed, and Hungary has undertaken, to also maintain, thus not reduce our commitment to international missions in terms of the number of our soldiers. I think Hungarians have every right to be proud of our soldiers. The Hungarian government is also proud that we have such well-trained soldiers who can serve so well beyond our borders, and we would like to maintain this ratio and this commitment. We have also made a promise earlier last year at the Wales NATO summit, and actually we were asked about our commitment by the Secretary General, queried, and thank God we managed to respond, because he said to us, Hungary, along with all the other nations, promised to increase defense spending. There is this dream threshold, the 2% of the GDP. Of course, this is not something we have to achieve by next year, but something on the longer term. But year on year, we have to gradually increase. And this is not only a force that is forced on Hungary. It is a national interest of Hungary, because strengthening our army, national defense capacities is necessary and indispensable, because Hungary is currently does not have an army that can sufficiently contribute to the defense of the country. We have excellent soldiers, excellent military commanders, but we have to improve their capacities, and this is our national interest, which we will do. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, we also discussed about two crisis hubs that threaten our region. I told the Secretary General that Hungary is cooperating at the closest possible manner with the Ukraine, and the way we see it is that the Ukraine is a state that is developing in the right direction, albeit we are very far from being able to see it as a stable country. So Hungary will do everything it can to help stabilize Ukraine, and we've discussed another hub of crisis from where we have migrants coming, accompanied by terrorists, and this is the southern region, Middle East, where you will know that Hungary is also participating, not only financially, not only that we are only sending equipment, but we are also sending Hungarian soldiers who are involved in training missions and are playing an important role and working to the satisfaction of the international community. This is not only the Kurdish government, not only the Kurdish regional government, but the entire international community has appreciated the service of the Hungarians. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, I also told our guest that Hungary takes terror, or this war on terror, seriously. This is not a threat of terror anymore. This is not a theoretical problem anymore. This is very much hands-on terror attacks. We have to change logic. We have to have a change of logic. From up till now, everybody arriving to Europe, we only looked at them through the eyes the vision of migration and refugees, but these terror attacks also point out that we have to take very seriously the fact that those coming here are coming from a war zone, they are coming from areas, regions where different countries of the European Union, to a different extent, are at war. That's the case for Syria, that's the case for Iraq, and we are also conducting fights in Afghanistan, missions, and with every war logic, it is always accompanying fact that the adversary parties use the possibility to send infiltrating insurgents behind the lines. This is an idea that is as the same age as war itself. So all those who are coming here unregulated, flooding the European Union, are coming from areas from where it is worth sending such insurgents behind our lines. And this is the result of what we are seeing now and what we call terror now. So I think in terms of all this migrant wave and the management thereof, understanding it, and of course the tools and means that we use to manage it, we have to acknowledge the fact that we are faced by forces that are conducting war, and we have to draw the necessary consequences. We have to make security vetting and controls even more stringent, and we have to know precisely about everybody coming to the European Union, who they are, where they come from, and what they want, because without that there won't be peace, there won't be security in Europe, and we will not be able to defend the citizens of Hungary and other European countries. And you can just speak in English without stopping it.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, and thank you so much for your warm welcome, and also for your nice words about my father. And I will tell him that you mentioned his efforts to help people out of Hungary back in 1956. Hungary is a valued ally, and Hungary contributes to our shared security in many different ways. And I'm grateful for your contribution to our alliance, to our security. You are leading the Baltic air policing. You are part of the air policing we have in the airspace over Slovenia. And we are also now establishing a new NATO force integration units, or small headquarters, in Hungary. And in addition to this, Hungary is also contributing to our operations in Kosovo, in Afghanistan, and you are the host nation for our strategic airlift capability. So Hungary is really contributing to the alliance, to NATO in many different ways, and we are grateful for that. Of course, we would like this to develop and to strengthen, and therefore I also welcome the announcement by your government to stop the cuts in defense spending and start to increase and to invest more in our defense. That is important for Hungary, and it's important for the whole alliance. We meet we meet in challenging times for Europe. A few days ago, we had horrific attacks, terrorist attacks in Paris. Innocent people were killed, but the terrorist attacks in Paris, they were not only attacks on innocent people, but they were also attacks on our core values, the open, free, democratic societies. And the aim of the terrorist attacks is to scare us, is to attack our open societies, but we will stand up for our values, and we will answer with even stronger defense of our open democratic societies. All NATO allies are part of the coalition fighting ISIL. In addition, several NATO allies have offered support to France. We share intelligence, we share information, and moreover, we are also focused on how we can build capacity locally in the region to enable governments to defend themselves and to fight terrorism, extremism, by using their own forces, supported by NATO and NATO allies. And that's the reason why NATO is heavily engaged in a train, assist and advise mission in Afghanistan, training, assisting and advising the Afghan national forces. That's the reason why we do defense capacity building in Iraq, why we work with the government of Jordan and Tunisia to strengthen their capabilities and their capacity to stabilize their own countries, to fight extremism in their own countries and in their own region, because if they are more stable, we are more secure, and we are, by building local capacity, also addressing the root causes of the migrant crisis in Europe. The migrant crisis is a human tragedy, and we all have to do what we can to address the root causes, both by building capacity in the region, but also to support efforts to find political solutions to the different conflicts. And I welcome the renewed efforts to try to find a political solution, a peaceful solution to the crisis in Syria. We do not only face challenges stemming from the south, but we also face challenges stemming from the east. We see a more assertive Russia, Russia being responsible for aggressive actions in Ukraine, annexing Crimea, destabilizing eastern Ukraine. We have seen some progress in implementing the Minsk agreements. We saw in September and October that the ceasefire was mainly holding, and we saw also some withdrawal of heavy weapons. Recently, we have seen an increase in the violations of the ceasefire, and I'm deeply concerned about the possibility of a resumption of the violence and the fighting, and I urge all parties to fully implement the Minsk agreements, to respect the ceasefire, and to withdraw heavy weapons from the contact line. NATO is responding to a changed and changing security environment. We have doubled the size of our response force. We have established a new high readiness joint task force where the lead elements are to deploy within hours. And we have established small headquarters in 8 Eastern and Central European allied countries. We're going to do that also in Hungary. And we have increased our military presence in the eastern part of the alliance. This is the strongest reinforcement of our collective defense since the end of the Cold War. Hungary is being part of that. You are contributing, and I thank you for your contribution, both to air policing, to our readiness joint task force, and to the training and exercises of our forces. So Hungary is a valued ally, and I appreciate very much to be back and to meet with you. We have met in different capacities before, but this is the first time I visit Hungary and Budapest as Secretary General of NATO. So thank you very much.
We appreciate it.